Brock Yates along with Steve Evans and Big Daddy Don Garland back at the TNN All American 400 in Nashville, Tennessee, where we watched the blue and yellow number 1 of Jay Sauter battle it out with the number 12 car, Steve Burgess, as Jody Ridley, who's been in it all afternoon, has fallen back to 6th just because of pit stops, but you can count on him moving up, as well as Harold Farrow also started up near the front. So pit stops have mixed things up a little bit, Steve, but as we heard somebody say a couple of days ago, the cream will rise to the surface.
And we heard the Canadian fans groan when their hero Junior Hanley in the 72 car went out. Don Garlitz is right now with Junior.
Junior, the car looks all right. What happened? A mechanical failure of some sort?
When we went to go to the pits, the clutch smoked up. No clutch.
You just felt it rev up.
Just getting off the jack, it's hard to get off there, and it's aluminum flywheel, and once you slip it once, it just goes up in smoke. So I went out on the track, it was just slipping, so I pulled off.
What a shame. You were leading right out there, just running good fight. You were running away from the number 2 car.
I never run the car hard all day, and it was really working good. I could run real high, and the rest of them couldn't run up there, I don't think.
I noticed that. You were passing high.
Yeah, well, I was staying up there because it's easier on the tires.
Well, too bad. We're sorry.
Okay, thank you.
Interesting, the contrast. Junior says he never ran his car hard all day. We talked to Butch Miller. Oh, and look, in the wall is the leader. The 12 car, the high-tech machine of Steve Burgess is in the wall, and he's out of it.
Up against the fence, and very similar. It looks like the same, almost the same kind of crash that Bob Seneca had, Steve.
It sure does. It was unassisted.
Absolutely. Up against the fence. This is in turn number 4. I'm sure that there you see the car scraping along the outside fence, just tearing the right side of that automobile apart. There's no question that he's going to get restarted. That car is a wreck. Big, tough break for Steve Burgess, as he was, as you said earlier, in the lead, sat back for a while. There is a very disappointed bunch of guys in his crew. They can see the automobile up there in turn number 4, so they're going to pack it in. Pretty philosophical, apparently. They're reckoning that it's over for their man. They know, but tough break.
And the first driver to take advantage of this yellow is the man in the number 1 Ford Thunderbird. That is Jay Sauter. A very quick, good stop for him. And Harold Fair also is in the pit area, the 81 car. And in all of this, Butch Miller in car number 52 has taken the lead, the man who could win it back-to-back years. Brock, it's time to give him a ring on the horn.
Right, Steve, let me try.
Hey, Butch, it's Brock Yates, 7B. Go ahead, Brock. Oh, suddenly the plot thickens. Your adversaries have stepped out of the picture. You got to feel a little better about that. Yeah, you know, in some ways I do, in some ways I don't. You know, I like racing, and I'd rather be racing than just watch him pull off to the side. You know, just before Junior went out of this race, our car was handling extremely well, and he was just driving away from me like I was standing still. Okay, my man. Now, you didn't stop that last time. You're going to try. You're gambling on another yellow here pretty quick, huh? Well, we're going to have to stop at least one more time because there's no way that these right-side tires will go to the end. So, you know, we don't want to go to the back at this point. Okay, Butch. Well, we'll be watching. All the best. You did a super job. Thank you.
Well, we know it's nothing personal, but Butch Miller not at all disappointed to see the 72 car Junior Hanley on the sidelines. And speaking of on the sidelines, here is Steve Burgess. He has finally gotten out of his crash number 12 car and headed back to the pits. He had a good shot at winning it. And number 98, Jody Ridley. Well, Jody is now up into the 4th position. And Brock, how about we have a chat with him?
Let's see if I can raise him.
Jody, this is Brock Yates, 7B Sports. How you feeling out there?
Well, we're just hanging on, Brock. Tires ain't staying with the moment. We just trying to get set up for the end, so we're just hanging in there right now.
Go get him, man. You're looking great. We've been with him all day, and I know you'll keep picking your way through them.
Okay, we're fixing to go back.
What a mind game this short track stock car racing is. Butch Miller, who did not stop, has inherited the lead, the 52 car, followed by Bobby Dotter, Kenny Wallace, a steady drive in that 3 car. Jody Ridley, we know where his mind is. We just heard from him. Jay Sauter in that 5th position.
Don't count out Harold Fair there, Steve. He is a little bit back right now, but there's still plenty of time left. Also, Scott Hansen, a real steady runner and a very good head. Also got an excellent pit crew to work with. So I think we're going to see the green. Yeah, Butch Miller leads them down as we go back to green. More racing here in Nashville.
And incredibly, some of the rambling wrecks like Bobby Dotter's number 6 car is still very competitive. Dotter in the 2nd position just behind the 52 car of Butch Miller.
The 96 car of Ted Muskrat, that two-tone blue automobile, he is a lap down. The white car, the 3 car, though, Kenny Wallace, now being challenged by Jody Ridley. They are on the same lap.
Indeed they are, and we just saw a little piece of debris come off of Bobby Dotter's car. Apparently nothing substantial enough to bring out a yellow, but it is still kind of self-destructing as it goes around from the wind turbulence.
Well, Musgrave is right in there. Of course, he was in that first lap tangle. Now he kind of goes low and lets everybody by. But a very quick, very hard, very determined driver obviously would have been up among the leaders had he not been in that first lap crash. So Kenny Wallace slides on by Musgrave. Jody Ridley still trying to get by him now, so gives Kenny a little bit of an advantage as he moves up now to challenge Bobby Dotter for that 2nd spot.
Well, we're getting to the point in this race, even though there's a pit stop or 2 left for some drivers, that you can no longer say, I'm just going to sit back here and let the race come to me. You've got to go to it now.
Oh, absolutely. As Bobby Dotter now obviously sights Kenny Wallace in his rearview mirror and gets on the hammer a little bit harder. That automobile apparently is handling all right, even though most of the front right front bodywork is gone. There you see Butch Miller, though, starting to move out, establishing a pretty strong advantage here. So will Butch Miller be able to hold on for win number 2? Hang with us. We'll be right back.
We're back at Nashville Motor Raceway, and the action is every bit as intense as when we left. The 3 car, that is Kenny Wallace from the ASA. The yellow and blue car, that is number 1, Jay Sauter, also ASA. That's for 3rd position.
What a show. Jay Sauter's run with the leaders all day long, doing a super job. Kenny Wallace of the Wallace Racing family, needless to say, started back there in the 8th spot, but he is right up amongst them. And
right now, Big Daddy Don Garlitz has caught up with what has to be a very disappointed driver, the man who started on the pole. He's with Steve Burgess.
You okay? Okay. Boy, you were zinging around there. That thing was looking good. What in the world happened? I don't know for sure whether blew or cut a tire up in the corner there. A piece of something cut the tire. Yes. Just come into the corner and it didn't come out. Oh my goodness, Ryan. I think we had this one won. It was running so good. Yeah, I don't think there's anybody out there who could catch me unless something like this went wrong. It's our day, but that happens. We're terribly sorry. Thank you.
Well, we look forward to seeing that very unusual car and that very talented driver again in short track stock car competition.
Right now, speaking of talent, this man, the 52 driver, Butch Miller, is running away from Bobby Dotter. Bobby just not able to hang on to him at this particular point. Dotter could be handicapped slightly by that deteriorating body work that he's got, but I doubt it. I think Butch Miller just got the handle right now.
And here's the race for the 5th position, the brilliant blue Thunderbird of Jody Ridley, much higher maybe than he ought to be. And that is the youngster Glenn Allen Jr. in the 66 green and white car. Again, the fight there is for the 5th position. Ridley is going to have to get on the gas. That car may be loose, Brock. Look how high it is.
Yeah, Jody seems to be having trouble just keeping that thing down in the groove. But Glenn Allen Jr. has moved by him now. Remember, you said earlier we saw Glenn Allen 2 or 3 years ago racing around Cincinnati, Ohio. His dad raced car. He started when he was just a teenager. But now he's starting to show some real maturity, riding up among the leaders. Look at that. Jody Ridley almost got loose again.
And Don Garlitz is in the pits of Glenn Allen Jr. with his crew chief, John Baskin. Don?
Glenn has got that thing clear up to 5th. That's the best spot you've been in all day.
Yeah, the car's going pretty good. We're kind of tight on tires right now. And we're borrowing tires from other teams that fell out. So we hope we get it going a little better. Good. Okay.
Well, what do you think, Brock? Maybe they thought they wouldn't go this far and need this many tires?
I don't know. Of course, the pace has been so quick here that everybody's been changing tires on every yellow, and you really start to eat them up.
Another driver out there concerned about his tires because he told Brock so on the radio is our leader, Butch Miller, in the 52 car. He did not come in on the last yellow. He did not pit, trying to extend his tire life. And right now, I wonder if he regrets that. Brock Yates is in Butch Miller's pit area to try and find out. Brock?
Well, there's where the action is right now. This is Butch Miller's crew, and they're working on a set of tires. They've got 4 of them here. They're going to try to decide. Obviously, they can only change 2. They've got one more stop. You heard Butch tell us that he is going to have to make a stop. They're going to check stagger here. They're measuring the tires, checking the compound, deciding which of the 4 they're going to, which 2 of the 4 they're going to make that change with. And this is probably going to decide whether or not Miller wins the race, because he's going to have to make a stop. Now, he's going to need a caution here, or else he's going to stop under green. But of course, everybody else is going to stop under green as well. So we're going to see the race probably decided amongst these 4 tires that lie here in the Butch Miller pit.
Well, Bobby Dowder in the number 6 car, currently running second. The 3rd car in your picture. He knows that Butch Miller does not have ideal tires because he knows that Butch Miller did not pit the last time around. Don Garlett is down in Dowder's pit area with his crew chief, Fred Rumpler, to try to find out exactly what's happening to that young man's game plan.
Can you catch him?
Well, right now we think we can. We're just taking the ride, trying to save the tires in case it goes green all the way. I think we have them covered, but you never know to the end, which is tough.
Okay, thank you guys. Now the battle for the 3rd spot, the number 1 car of Jay Sauter. You see him right there. That's the yellow and blue machine. Behind him is Kenny Wallace. That is again the fight for 3rd. Now Harold Fair in the 81 car. He's got to be a bit discouraged right now, Brock. He's trying to unlap himself, and it's tough.
Oh yeah, he fell back and was running with the leaders, then some pit stop problems, and he is a lap down. So we watch Sauter and Kenny Wallace, 2 of the youngsters in ASA competition, going at it here. And be interesting to see. Kenny Wallace has been doing real well so far. There's your leader, 52, Butch Miller, and right behind him, Bobby Dowder, who persistently just hangs on there. His crew chief just told Big Daddy that they look pretty good. They feel pretty good about it. This is the strongest Dowder's ever run here, Steve.
Oh, absolutely. And Butch Miller is defenseless, Brock. He just doesn't have enough tire under him to hold off Bobby Dowder, in my opinion, anyway. If he pushes the car any harder than he is, he'll push it right into the wall.
Oh, no question. So you're going to see a lot of, I think that car, that 52 car is going to get awful wide unless he just lets Dowder by. Dowder goes by into the lead. Bobby Dowder leads here at Nashville, and look at that automobile break out as they go down the front straightaway. Those guys are really happy on the Dowder team.
Oh, absolutely. Butch Miller, whether or not you could call that a mistake not pitting the last time around, I don't know for sure. But we do know Butch Miller right now wishes that Baby had new shoes on all 4 corners. When he goes in, the best he can do is put tires on the right side. That's what the rules say, only 2 tires per stop, whether the stop be made under green or under yellow. Let's again check in with Don Garlett and Fred Rumpler, Dowder's crew chief.
Well, you're looking better all the time.
Well, we just kept running our pace. Now, I don't know if Butch ran out of tires and just decided to take it a little easier than we were, but so far it's looking good. Car's running nice and smooth on a good, easy pace. I hope he can stay till the end.
Well, Fred knows why they were able to take the lead, and it's because Butch Miller just doesn't have a lot of tire. So right now, the man in that number 6 car, or half a car, as the case may be, is hoping there is no yellow to help Butch.
Well, Butch continues to fall back, Steve. There's your leader, Bobby Dowder. In between them, Ted Musgrave in the 2-tone blue car. He's a couple of laps down. But Dowder hoping for his biggest victory ever.
Raceway, the man in that 52 car, Butch Miller, would give his kingdom for a pair of tires on the right-hand side of that automobile. So he could try to catch Bobby Dowder, who's leading it, and hold off Kenny Wallace in the number 3 car running 3rd, followed by the amazing Glenn Allen Jr. and Jody Ridley. Ridley has got to make his move pretty soon if he's to win the TNN All American 400.
Right now, though, what Butch Miller settled for, Steve, would be a yellow flag. He needs to get into the pits and, as you said, change those right side tires, because it's one crippled race car, that 52 right now. He might as well be running on snow tires out there. That thing is just bogging down in the corners, and Kenny Wallace may very well run him down.
And here is the race for the 6th position. That is Jay Sauter in the yellow and blue car and Harold Fair in the 81 car. Again, that is for 6th position, Fair and Sauter. Bear in mind now, they are both a lap down in that 6th position, 6 and 7, but they're making tremendous progress right now on the leaders. There's a potential for them to unlap themselves.